Hello, friends, and welcome to Coach Cut's Corner. Streaming bright from Michigan's capital city, this podcast is dedicated to helping you better understand the who, the what, and the why of mental performance, personal growth, and Lansing Stars baseball. Coach Cut's Corner, brought to you by iWash.
In collaboration with Lansing Community College.
And now here's your host, Stephen Cutter.
Welcome to Coach Cut's Corner. Thanks for tuning in and subscribing. Each week, I share insights into our program and challenge you to grow, just as I push myself to do the same. My goal is to help you sharpen your mindset and elevate your life through these conversations. Today, I'm joined once again by Coach Allen, who's becoming a regular on our show, and I'm excited to welcome Charlie Mitton. Charlie is in his second year with the Stars program and a key part of our team. We'll dive into his journey, struggles, highlights, and growth while exploring our program standards and values and how they've shaped him on and off the field. Let's get into it. How you doing this morning?
Doing great, Coach.
Doing great. All right. Let's talk about your hometown roots a little bit.
Yeah, so I grew up in Dearborn, Michigan. It's an all right town. Played high school ball in Garden City. I didn't go to school in Dearborn. Went to Garden City, and it really worked out great for me.
Did that start when you were little? Or you went to Garden City the whole time, like elementary and stuff like that?
No, I did not. So my 7th grade year, I switched over to Garden City. Yep.
And what sports did you play?
Basketball, football my senior year, and then I played soccer a lot when I was younger. And then, of course, baseball.
Tell me about football your senior year.
I was a dog, man. It was something. It was fun, but it was something.
For those that are listening on here and they don't know what a dog is in football, what does that mean?
I mean, don't run my way or else you know what's going to happen.
So a lot of just savage mentality in football. Was your team great?
I'll be all right. We had a couple guys that would get the ball, and yeah.
And you weren't one of them?
Oh, I get the ball, Coach. Trust me, I get the ball. Oh, they throw it to me.
Where did the love for baseball come? Because you obviously played other sports, and I think you enjoyed your time when you played sports. I think you enjoy life just in general. But where'd the love for baseball come from?
So, it started when I was younger. One day I told my grandpa the Tigers were on. I was like, I want to try playing baseball. So then picked me up after school, went to the park, was throwing to me. I was hitting the ball, and I was like, I like this. I was like, all right, let me go take some infield, and then did that. I was a little scared of the ball, not going to lie, but figured it out, and then, yeah, it took off from there.
So it started with your grandfather.
Yes.
Okay. Kind of the next thing I was going to ask you is like some key moments or mentors that have helped shape your life. Is he one of those?
Oh, for sure. He's a savage, Coach. He's a savage.
Okay. Yeah. And he obviously has a passion for the game as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
What other key moments stick out to you in your amateur career as you were going through, middle school, high school? What are some things that really stick out in your sports career?
Hard work for sure.
What's hard work mean to you?
Just getting up and getting after it every day. My grandpa would go to the gym 5 a.m. every morning.
Really?
Yeah, and I'd see him do that, and I was like...
So that's modeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I got to be like that.
Okay. Do you feel like you've always had to work hard?
Yes, for sure.
So you don't feel like you've been gifted a lot of things?
No.
Okay. Do you think that's an advantage for people that learn how to work at young ages?
For sure. You learn a lot in life just from doing it.
Mm-hmm.
You got to work for yourself. It's not just given to you.
What about the very prophetic words? What about travel ball? I know you played travel baseball. It's super common for our athletes to play travel ball. What was your experiences like there, and who'd you play for?
So when I was younger, I played for Michigan Strategy. That was till I was like 14, and then 15 year I played for D-backs, and that was kind of the year it was like I was really undersized, really skinny, and I knew like my grandpa, we had a talk. It was like, we got to take this serious. Like, I need to go all in. Like, it's got to be my life every day. It's what I got to do. And so, yeah, from there on, next year I played for the Rails, and then I played for the Hit Dogs after that, and took off from there.
Okay. Yeah. And Coach Dishman and things like that. Yeah. Huge supporter of the Stars program. So, what kind of challenges have you faced, both on and off the field? You talked about, being undersized at a young age and really, having to realize, like, I don't have any other choices. I either need to buy in or just, tap out. What's some of the challenges that come to mind?
For sure, being undersized, but I don't even really think about it a lot because it is what it is. I can't control how tall I was or anything. I mean, my brother's 6'2", so that would have helped, but you can't really think about it.
How's that work?
Great question. But yeah, it's a struggle, and injuries and stuff like that, they'll challenge the mind, but you learn from stuff like that. Injuries are tough, but you learn from them. It makes you stronger for sure.
Yeah, I think we talk a lot in our program about mindset, and also, event plus response equals outcome, and you cannot really control most of those events in life. You don't want to ignore those events, but you get to have a say in how you're going to respond to those. And if you tend to stack enough bricks of, the right responses for said situation, it can be just not hitting the snooze button 5 times on your phone when you're supposed to get up at a certain time, not adding that half hour or 40 minutes or whatever it is that puts you behind everything else. You make enough of those right decisions, those outcomes start rolling in your favor a little bit. It's not always going to be handed to you. It's not always going to be the exact outcome that you envisioned or the outcome that you necessarily wanted, but you're going to look at it and you'll be like, well, that's a heck of a lot better by me doing this than what I would have got if I didn't do any of this. So that's where the E plus R equals O really comes in. And at the end of the day, you've been in our program long enough that you understand, like, I get to make that choice. And if I make the right choices enough, great things will kind of happen. What about career highlights? What are some memorable moments in time, not only with our Stars program, but maybe some that you've had in the past? What comes to mind when I talk about that?
Yeah, high school and travel ball.
Okay.
A lot of fun, put up really great stats, hit the ball far, hit some dingers and stuff.
Really?
Always feel great, yeah.
Are you the guy that when you hit him, you just run as fast as you can around the bases, or you got a trot, or what do you have?
I don't know, you've seen some of my videos probably before. If I hit it and I know it's out of there, you're gonna, I might throw the bat a little bit, but
you can't do that at the college level.
Like,
You'll get
not anymore.
You'll get thrown out, and then you have to miss games and everything else. So, would you say at the high school age you started realizing, like, I think I can play college baseball?
Yeah.
Was that as you got a little bit deeper into high school, or when did that start happening?
Really, when I started, I was like, I want to play college baseball. Like, I want to be a pro. Like, I'm going to do everything I can in my power to do that.
How'd you find Lansing?
So Hunt and Marco and Blake, play at the cage. They train there, and I would see those guys every day, and they're donkeys, man. They're big guys. And I'm like, I want to play with them. Like, I want to play with that team.
Right.
So,
Marco was the biggest donkey of them all.
Yeah.
I mean, just a special person. Love Marco Johnson.
Yeah.
That being said, so you took a liking to Lansing. I think Coach Mo probably talked to you to some degree. I remember you reaching out to me at one point. I don't know if you remember, but we had like maybe a Zoom call, or maybe it was just a normal call. I don't remember, but I remember sitting in my office at home, and Charlie Mitton is on the other line, and you were asking questions. I'm assuming you had a number of questions written down because you were very zesty that day as well. And, but I remember thinking, wow, those are pretty solid questions. I always feel like when people aren't afraid to ask questions, show things like curiosity, stuff like that. It's like, yeah, that's what you want, because those are really signs of somebody that has some tendencies of a growth mindset.
Right. Yeah.
What about personal achievements? What kind of plaques you got on your walls?
I went from a 61 exit velo to 101 in 2 years. That was...
How'd you do that? Did you buy shaved bats or?
No, we don't cheat around here. A lot of weight gain. It was
okay.
Every day after school, go home, eat almost till I puke. And then, you got to lift, you got to practice, eat again, probably hit again, and then eat again. Just constant everything every day.
How much weight did you gain?
I think it was like 50 pounds. Yeah, I put on some weight.
How much of that would you give credit to you eating just jars full of peanut butter? Because I've seen you a couple of times around the facility with your jar of peanut butter before practice.
Before peanut butter was actually Uncrustables.
Oh,
and
okay.
Yeah, I would eat like probably 14 of those a day, and that was a lot of calories. So.
What's the go-to flavor?
Just peanut butter and jelly.
The strawberry or grape?
Oh, grape.
There you go.
320 calories.
Yeah, and this year, I mean, you've definitely stacked some bricks and got better this year, because it has been, you're kind of more known for peanut butter. Last year, you were more known for butter.
Yeah.
So growing for sure. How about memorable moments in the Stars program? What stands out to you over the last year and a half?
So last year, I was like the videoing guy, and I got to like watch a lot of stuff. I wasn't in the dugout, but I would say a lot of things that other people maybe didn't see. And Vinny, when he hit that 3-run bomb against Lake Michigan, yeah, that ball was crushed, but that was special. And then against KVCC in the fall, that was something. Coming in as a freshman and seeing that, how loud our dugout was, it was unreal.
No comments. I do remember, because our video person is in charge of getting special moments in a game and then getting them up on social media if possible, Wi-Fi and phone service and all that permitting. I try to get in, so that was kind of your role. And I know that we would laugh often as we're looking at these videos, because all the videos that we're posting are exciting videos, and Charlie's so fired up in the background, so he's kind of the voice on all these videos, and we had to edit some stuff out because you got a little too excited at times, but. I mean, that's a pretty humbling spot though too, where you're just videoing, and you're a part of the team certainly, but you're not competing at that level with the team. And so you came back this year, and I think that you've experienced some more stuff. And what's been the biggest difference between last year and this year for you with everything, mindset, focus, all those things?
Yeah, mindset and focus for sure. I had a victimized mindset. When I hurt my back last year, I was really like, why has this got to happen to me? Like, all these injuries are happening to me. Like, why is this happening now? Until it changed to like, okay, this is what happened. I got to push. Like, I got to make this work. I got to work as hard as I can and make it work. So that was big for me, changing the mindset for sure. And now it's like no days off. Like, just go to work every day, give it 100% every time, even if I don't feel great. Like, every day, 100%.
Yeah, we're trying to not focus on our feelings.
Yeah.
Try not to focus on the voice in our head. Try to focus on, self-talk and what you need to do, and just going and doing it. Sometimes that, as you mentioned, giving 100%, sometimes you're just not quite at 100%, but you can still give great effort. You can still have great performances on the field when you're not your best. There's been plenty of, big league examples of sports professionals having great moments in time when they were sick or not at their best. And so it just really comes down to what do you want and how are you going to respond to stuff. And I think you've had to learn that, and we all, not just Charlie, but we all need to keep working on that and learning that it's not about what happens to you. It is about, how you respond. And if you can do it enough times, you might get a special outcome. What are some more lessons you've learned from our Stars program? We talk a lot about stacking bricks. We talk a lot about staying locked in. Talk a lot about being uncommon. You've heard it, for a year and a half now. What are some of the things that stand out for you?
Stacking bricks speaks for itself every day. Just keep getting better, stacking more bricks. Just keep getting better every day. And then being uncommon, obviously just being different, doing stuff that other people aren't going to do. Day in and day out, just getting after it every single day, and knowing that other people will hit the snooze alarm and that I'm going to wake up and I'm going to get after it while they're still sleeping.
Yeah, where you're just stacking bricks, plus one, plus one, plus one, and those plus ones don't seem like a whole lot at the time, but at some points when you're stacking bricks, you want to stand back and look at the wall and kind of that you've built and take it in for maybe a minute, maybe a day, whatever it is, and just show some appreciation. Like, yeah, I've been doing this. This is helping with my confidence. This is helping with my own personal growth. This is helping the circle around me. As I get better, the circle around me gets better. And a lot of times that's with your family and friends and things like that, and siblings and, just all this stuff. And you stand back and you look at it and you're like, not bad. And then instead of, if you stand back too long, you get complacent. You got to get back in there and get, back locked in on what you're trying to do. Coach Allen, any Charlie Mitton stories that really stand out? I think you hit on the peanut butter. That was a pretty interesting one.
Yeah, I have a pretty recent one, actually. I was doing flips the other day in our Rapsodo cage, and Charlie hits a Oppo bomb, and it hits off the steel beam that's in the middle of our cages and comes back and hits me right in the eye. So if you're watching the video, that's why my left eye is a little green and yellow.
I didn't even know it was still there.
Yeah, we have a steel beam in there just for player development. We feel like it helps with the reaction times. If they line a ball off it, they got to get out of the way. So we've actually seen it with the Python watches. We see reaction times going up when they're hitting it off the steel beam. So yeah, it's definitely a development circle for the Stars.
Keeps the coaches on their toes too.
For
sure. We've talked a lot about legacy the past couple of weeks, and I was just kind of curious, when your time is done here at Lansing, what do you want people to look back and say, oh, that's Chuck Mitton's legacy?
Yeah. Just hardworking, really, and being a great person, and being someone that people can go to and I'm going to help them out. I feel like that's really big here, is that people help each other out and we're always honest with each other. So if I ask somebody, I'm like, how does this look? Like, they'll tell me if it looks bad.
Yeah.
Or if it looks great. Like, they'll let me know. It's just having that truth and being able to go to somebody and them actually give you the truth instead of what you want to hear. That's really big.
Yeah. Yeah, it can be a lot more beneficial to hear the hard truth rather than a nice and soft lie.
For sure.
Yeah.
Make you feel great about yourself when there's still room for improvement.
Yeah, it depends on the person, though.
Right.
Some people don't want to know the truth, and so that you've got to steer away from that. But student athletes in general, and lots of people in general, they want to get better. Maybe want to be a better parent. All these different things. They want to get better because they know that will help their contagious proximity circle get better too. And so we've had some conversations, some one-on-ones. What sticks out? I know you probably are going to say, feeding you with some awful tasting medicine at different points. And what stands out?
Yeah, there was times where I was going through a lot and stuff like that, and like you saying that, like, kind of got on to me a little bit, because I might have thought like, oh, that's when I had that victimized mindset. I was like, oh, like, he's just getting mad at me and doing all that stuff. But no, that's not true. telling me I gotta pick it up. Like, let's go. Can't just sit around and complain about stuff. We gotta go and figure it out. Can't just sit there.
Do you think that just some more experience helps you see that picture a little bit clearer?
For sure. 100%.
I think experience in general helps with everything in life. It helps with baseball a ton. It helps with coaching. It helps with just the journey in life. But the more time you have, and the more time you spend intentionally reflecting on where you're at and what you're trying to do, you start to see some of that stuff, and you're like, yeah, as I said at the beginning, it's awful tasting medicine at the time, but you realize, well, I kind of needed that, and that's what coaching looks like, whether it's baseball or parents or anything else. You look at some of the things that your parents have told you, and when you're little, you just don't get it. You think they're being mean or they're not being fair to you. The fair word comes up all the time. And then as you get a little bit older, you realize, wow, that was huge. And them telling me, as I sit here and talk about contagious proximity and the circle that you have around you and how impactful that is, and then them telling you about, hey, pay attention to who you're hanging around with. It's going to make a difference. And you're just like, yeah, they're just being mean to that person, or, whatever it is. But then, as I said, we sit here and we say, man, it's super impactful. Mm-hmm. And if you're around people that are negative or victim mentality, you'll just attract even more of it, and it's a pity party, and everybody's, feeling bad for themselves. And athletes can fall into those circles a lot. It comes with playing time. It comes with injuries. It comes with self-doubt that can creep in, even if you're getting playing time and you're not injured. There's the self-doubt, and all those things still equate back to, the voice in your head and not listening to it all the time and saying, the enough's enough. I'm going to start stacking some bricks and think more about the process and worry less about the outcomes, and just focus on building a wall. And at some point I'll stand back and I'll see how big that wall is, and if it's turned into a house or a mansion, or but I'm not going to worry about it right now. Just going to stay focused and kind of keep the microscope on, and that kind of stuff. I think we've kind of hit on a lot of things with our program. Coach Allen really hit on it, but where do you see yourself going after here? Not necessarily a certain college, because I know that's your dream and stuff, but what do you see in the future for baseball? Are you going to be one of those kids that's going to be a coach someday?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, well,
so you think you might be a high school coach?
Oh no.
No. Oh, that's not enough for you?
Nah, we're gonna be a college coach or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. I could see you as a fiery coach where like the team's doing MT&C for 3 hours every day.
Oh yeah.
Because they're being lazy or whatever. I see that for sure.
Oh yeah.
You seem like as you grow older, I think I could see you getting ejected a couple times.
Oh, yeah.
Throwing your hat on the field,
taking the base with you.
Yeah. I can't say I haven't practiced the throwing the hat before. I practiced that.
Yes,
so.
I've seen a few helmets, and we have to talk about that occasionally in practice. But really enjoyed having you on here, and your stories. It's a cool story because I think you hit on the word hard work. I really like the word resiliency. I think that is a very powerful word, and I think everybody in our country can relate to resiliency. And it's about the decisions you make really make an impact on your life, and sometimes it's hard to have that resiliency, super hard, but you just got to keep stacking those bricks, and you've done a great job of that in our program. I really enjoy having you here. You are zesty and you're a savage, and you bring a lot to our program. So thank you for coming into the WLNZ studios today.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. It was a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Make winning in life your habit, not your goal. Remember, excellence is a daily practice, not just a prize. Build great habits and practices that serve you so you can serve others. And don't forget to cherish the small moments. They pass by in a blink of an eye. Until next time, thank you to all of our listeners. Ultimately, we are all playing a game we can't win, So why not play it to the fullest? Go all in and go Stars. Coach Cut's Corner is recorded live in the WLNZ studios. Engineering and production assistance are provided by Dedalia and Lowry. Thanks for listening. And if you enjoyed today's podcast, please share it and follow us on all the platforms of social media. You can find more about our program at lccstars.com, and donations to our baseball program can be made at the same site. See you next time.